Thank you very much, Azil. Good morning. I would like to talk about our challenges of sustainable bluefin tuna supplied by full-cycle aquaculture. Oh. This is the scene of the bluefin tuna swimming. Oh. You can hear that? You hear me? No? It's okay? This is the scene of the bluefin tuna swimming in the aquaculture cage of our university. Adult tunas are huge in size of 2 meters long and 200 kilograms in body weight. They have unlimited energy in their swimming, along for life. Anyway, they're so fascinating, as you see. People in the world are now utilizing tunas as delicious and healthy food, and the demand for tunas are still now increasing. We have been conducting research on these fascinating and industry-important tunas in our aquaculture project. Here, I would like to share with you the current situation and the fundamental concept of aquatic food production. This shows the yearly production of fisheries and aquaculture in the world since 1950. Here, I would like to ask you, which is production by fisheries? Oh, okay. By fisheries, and which is by aquaculture? Orange, blue. Orange? Which one? Sorry? Yes, that's right. The fisheries production had been the orange by fisheries and the blue by aquaculture. Fisheries production had been increasing since 1950 and reached a peak of 90 million tons in 1990s. And thereafter, it has been keeping a constant level. It means the human beings is now making the most of natural aquatic resources on the Earth. You know, the global population is now 7,000 million, and the various forecasts shows its increase in the meantime. In addition, the demand for fishery and aquaculture products is now rising because people are now becoming aware of its deliciousness and high nutritive value. This will bring the shortage of aquatic foods by the supply of fisheries. In contrast, the aquaculture production has been increasing from 1990s and will continue to increase for a while. In 2015, it was a very memorable year. The aquaculture production exceeded that of fisheries. Oh, now we are in the age of paradigm change of aquatic food production from only by fisheries to both by aquaculture and fisheries, as it happened in food production on land, from hunting and gathering to agriculture. Sorry. By the way, what is the aquaculture? Basically, it is a production method of food, medicines, ornaments based on the same principle in agriculture. On this respect, aquaculture is completely different from fishery, which share the same principle of hunting and gathering. Aquaculture is a new industry compared to agriculture. For example, the human beings have been breeding cattle and cows for 9,000 years. For the plant, it is much longer, with the 15,000 years. However, the history of the marine fish culture is only 100 years. With the exceptional case of carp culture, 3,200 years. Our university's aquaculture project started after the World War II by the suggestion of the founding president of our university, Mr. Koichi Seko. He advocated a new concept of cultivating the seas. Now we call this project Blue Revolution. Since 1950s, we have been industrializing the production of more than 20 fish species. By the way, our main business is not the sales of the market-sized fishes, but the sales of the fish fingerlings to the fish farmers. This is because the characteristics of the university is the high research and development capabilities. And fish fingering production technology requires it mostly. On the other hand, the production of market-sized fish requires a cost saving and a benefit from having a larger scale. This is not suitable to the university. This is a, these are the fish fingerlings produced in our university. Regarding the tuna aquaculture, in our university, we achieved the full cycle aquaculture of the Pacific bluefin tuna in 2002 by completion of whole life cycle from eggs to adult. That is the world's first success completion of the whole life cycle. As you know, the tuna natural resources are limited compared to the high demand, and some of them are now in the critical condition. Therefore, the full cycle aquaculture itself, which does not depend upon their natural resource, has a high value from the point of view of tuna natural resource conservation. And it is the only solution for sustainable tuna supply. In 2004, we firstly shipped our artificially hatched and raised tunas to the market. People enjoyed our tuna in the department stores and the sushi shops. This means the industrialization of the tuna hatchery technology originated in the university. By the advanced technology, in 2015, we produced 250,000 Pacific bluefin tuna juveniles of 6 to 7 centimeters and distributed 110,000 young fish to the domestic tuna farmers as the aquaculture seeds. It was approximately 10% of the fingering demand in the Japanese bluefin tuna aquaculture industry. Everyone who heard my explanation so far may think that technology development of the full cycle aquaculture has been proceeding smoothly, but that was not easy. We started the R&D of tuna full cycle aquaculture in 1970, and its success occurred in 2002 after 32 years of the project start. After 32 years, all-out effort. Different from other fishes, tuna have a lot of unique biological traits, and these make it difficult to raise tunas from the eggs. In the fingering production of tunas from the eggs to juveniles, there are several critical periods of high mortality. For example, tuna larvae have the cannibalistic behavior. They bite each other. And this causes several tens of % mortality. After that, tuna juveniles with high swimming ability have a serious mortality due to trauma caused by collision with tank wall or net wall. We have overcome these problems one by one. However, some problems have not yet been adequately addressed, and there are still some unknown problems. As a result, survival rate from the eggs to the juveniles is only 10% at most at present. Only 5% survives until they grow to the market size. In 2012, we produced a fourth generation of artificially hatched tunas by generation succession. The aim of such generation succession is to improve breed, aiming faster growth, more disease resistance, and better taste. Our effort in the university is directed not only in the development of production technology, but also in the branding by high product quality to raise the evaluation of our products in the market. For example, we developed a technology to increase the fat content, orange, wild ones, and green, the cultured. Fat content of that, we increased the fat content of our tuna. High fat content meat, tuna meat, is highly evaluated in the sushi and sashimi market as toro, as you know. We also developed a technology to reduce mercury content in the cultured tuna meat. Our tuna product had a less adverse effect on the health of the consumers than the wild ones. And these create new values of cultured tunas to promote a new industry of full-cycle aquaculture. By the way, as you know, two things are necessary for the branding of reliable products. One is the differentiation of the products. As I explained this in the former slide, showing the example of meat quality improvement. Such unique values are necessary, which is different from other tuna products. Second one is the product. The products should be possible to identify in processing and sales, because the product identification technology ensures the complete traceability of the product, and such complete traceability ensures the safety and builds a feeling of safety of consumers. However, this is generally difficult for aquatic foods. You can imagine you are in the Japanese restaurant, and in front of you, the pieces of sashimi. Can you say, oh, this sashimi comes from the Boston, and it was caught 3 days ago by Mr. Reacher, who is the captain of the Pathfinder boat down Easter. You can say that? No. But we have made it possible by developing the DNA technology. Now we can identify our tunas even for a piece of sashimi. In addition to the DNA markers, for the identification of tunas in the market, we registered a trademark of Kindai Maguro. Sorry. Yeah. And besides this, we certificate the university graduation of our tunas by the attachment of the university diploma to every tuna with a QR code, a matrix barcode. Consumers can read the production history of our tunas by their mobile phones. For the publicity campaign of our aquaculture products, we opened our university restaurants in Osaka Umeda and Tokyo Ginza. These restaurants serve only the cultured fishes in Kindai University, and special products such as vegetables, fruits, and sake produced in the Wakayama prefecture, where our institute is located. Besides these, it is an important activity for our university to contribute to the promotion of regional development by developing aquaculture-related industries. The Regional Tourism Bureau, together with the Fishermen's Association, is now operating an experience tour of the tuna aquaculture, and the tourists visit our university tuna cage. This hen is of my wife. She's now feeding the artificial diet to the tuna juveniles. Despite our effort in the development of production technology and marketing strategies, tuna aquaculture has an essential problem of feed materials regarding on its sustainability. In tuna aquaculture, fishes of sardines, herrings, and scumbers are fed to tunas. However, the feed conversion rate of the tunas is very low of 6 to 10%. This means tuna gains only 1 kilogram body weight by feeding 10 to 15 kilogram bait fishes. In the future of competition of fish between aquaculture feed and human food, tuna aquaculture utilizing fishes as their feed will not be sustainable. Therefore, alternative protein source for tuna feed is prerequisite for sustainable development. At present, the plant proteins extracted from the soybeans and corns are a good candidate for the future feed material. In our study, we succeeded 20% replacement of fish meal by soybean meal. Our ultimate goal is to make our tunas to be vegetarian. We are very serious. We call this project Green Tuna Project. For that aim, selection of suitable tuna family line will be also effective, which can digest plant protein effectively. We have been starting an effort to apply our technology to conserve tuna natural resources and to develop aquaculture industry in foreign countries. We conducted a project in Panama to develop a technology to manage natural resources of 2 tuna species, Pacific bluefin and yellowfin, and to develop whole life cycle aquaculture technology for yellowfin tuna. These are the scenes in the project. This project was operated by the collaboration with Panamanian government and the International Tuna Conservation Organization, IATTC, whose headquarters is located in San Diego. We raised yellowfin tuna juveniles in the sea cages off the coast of Panama. Lastly, I will explain the 3 organizations of our university related to aquaculture project. We have 10 full-time academic staff in the Aquaculture Research Institute. They conduct the scientific research and education of university students and technicians. The staffs of the Aquaculture Technology and Production Center are engaged in the fish production. The Amarin Kindai was established as a venture company for marketing of the produced fishes. Now more than 200 persons in all are belonging to these organizations. This unique complex system, having all the activities of academic and business, strongly inspires the staff's will to work. We have the history of self-supporting. That is, we earn a large part of the cost, including employment cost, including my salary, by running the business of aquaculture. I think this unique complex in the university has been much effective for the creation of new industry of full cycle aquaculture. Without this system, we could not advance our project of tuna aquaculture. Thank you very much.